The Little White Owl, book by Tracy Carderoy. What a beautiful feathers. Once there was a little white owl who lived by himself in the snow. He didn't have mother, he didn't have father, he didn't even have a name, but he didn't really mind too much. It has always been like that, and his head was full of happy stories. Sometimes he was a brave white knight, and sometimes he was a snowflake. Sometimes he was a rocket blasting off the moon. But every night at the bedtime, he sat on a high branch, nibbling toast and counting the stars by himself. Then, one day, he looked at the big blue sky that stretched on and on forever. "I wonder what's out there," said the little white owl. So he packed his teddy and his clock, and it was time to see the world. For days, the little white owl flew over the turquoise oceans and deserts of gold. Then he spotted the prettiest trees, sprinkled with the tiny jewels. So down, down, down he swooped. But wait! These Jews had beaks. They were owls, beautiful owls, owls just like him. "Would anyone like a bit of toast?" he said. But the beautiful owls sat quiet and still. They didn't want to spoil their perfect feathers. "How very plain you are," groaned the green one. "No patterns at all," sniffed the dotty red. "You don't belong with us. Go away." "But I do have a sparkle," cried a little white owl. "Here in my heart, and bumping up and down in me are lots of happy stories. I'll share them with you if you want." "Me too." The owl sat and thought. Then, said the blue. "A story might help pass the time." "Fine, but just one," said the flowery pink with a yawn. So the little white owl swung on the branch with his little teddy, and he munched his toast and shared the happy story. "Ah," breathed the blue owl dreamingly when a little white owl had finished. The other owls all glared at her. "Oops, sorry," said the blush. "But couldn't we have just one more?" So the little white owl closed his eyes, and magical stories came up pouring from his heart. Wonderful tales of castles and knights and dragons with a fiery breath, and blasting through the moonbeams and counting bright stars, and tumbling down like a snowflake. Slowly, rather to their surprise, the owls began to smile. "Ah," they breathed. Then suddenly, "More." Everyone cried. At last, when all his toast was gone, the little white owl checked his clock. "Gosh, I need to go," he gasped. "Back to my sparkle home. I need to feel the snow and count the stars." But then a blue wing fluttered, and the tail of the dotty red began to twitch. "Take us too," cried the pretty owls. "Sweeping into the sky, we want to feel your fluffy snow and count your sparkly stars, and play and laugh and tumble just like you." So the little white owl led them home, where they tumbled and twirled on the ice like the splash of rainbow. They speckled the snow, their patterns brighter than ever. Later, They huddled together and spitted warm cocoa. Tomorrow, when we fly home, said the blue, the white clouds will remind us of you. Promise you will visit very soon. I promise, smiled the little white owl, and you can tell me all your stories. Then he snuggled up on his branch. And soon it was dreaming happy dreams, as huge silver moon hit the deep dark sky that scratched on and on forever. The end.